When you don't task one person, no one is accountable. Hey, what's happening? It's Erik J. Olson. I've made this mistake many, many times in my career, and I see it made often. Sometimes here at Array Digital, sometimes at our sister company, Rival Digital, sometimes elsewhere, where someone in a leadership position, or it could just be, just anybody on the team, puts out a message or they make a request and they don't direct it to a particular person. So they'll just say something like, well, we need to do X. And what happens with a statement like that, or, even a request like that, is if there's multiple people that it's directed to, then everybody assumes that someone else will take it for action. They never assume that it's for them unless it's extremely obvious that it should be for them. So, one of the things that I recommend you do when you put out a message in a place like email to a lot of folks, or to like Slack with a lot of people on the channel, or in a meeting, is if you're going to make a request, this is something you expect someone to do, then you should actually task it to them, right? To a person. Now, a lot of times when you're making the request, it will be just kind of like a generic thing, like, oh, we should do X. And the problem with that is, people, they don't know that you're directing it to them. They think someone else will do it, and they don't really understand if it's an actual task, or it's just kind of like just a saying, and they certainly don't know that it's supposed to be them that does it. So when you make a statement like that, if you have expectations in your head that it's going to get done, you need to assign it to a person. Now, an old boss once told me that it's not a task unless it's defined, it's assigned to a person, and it has a due date. That's the next thing. When do you expect this by? Because it may just go on someone's list that they'll never get to. If there's no due date on that particular tasker, but there are due dates on others, well, which would you expect them to work on first? I would expect that they would work on the one that's due today, tomorrow, the next day, or one that they know is going to take a while and is due in a week, right? But I would not expect them to work on something that has no due date whatsoever. So when you task someone, make sure that you're not vague. Remove all the ambiguity. So have a clear definition of what it is that you want done. Task it to a person and provide a due date. You do that, and what you say will get done. Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey, How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing a $1 million business. It took me 8 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you can apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.